90 years ago, the Virginia Farm Bureau made our local farmers a promise to protect and preserve a way of life they worked so hard to establish. Today, our insurance agents work to protect all Virginians, not just farmers. We want to keep Virginia, Virginia. More information is at farmbureauadvantage.com.
The remarkable soybean. From its oil, we get products like ink, candles, and paint. From its meal, we get a high-protein fiber used in foods and animal feeds. Natural soy is replacing chemicals and products you use every day. You can learn more about soybeans at vasoybean.com.
One of the most significant trends we've seen in the Virginia livestock industry in recent years is the increasing demand for goats, specifically meat goats. Now, this week we visit with the Carpenter family in Mount Crawford, Virginia, to learn more about the ever-popular boar goat. We also have a story on crop conditions as we go into the month of June. Plus, we'll review a brand new book about working with farm animals from renowned animal behavior scientist Temple Grandin. Those stories and more on this episode of Virginia Farming. I'm Jeff Ishii. It has been a relatively good spring for most farms around the Commonwealth of Virginia. Farmers saw plenty of rain during the month of May, yet still had good opportunities to plant corn, cotton, soybeans, and peanuts. Overall, crop conditions are rated in mostly good to excellent condition as we go into June. Fruit growers, especially those who produce strawberries, report generally good field conditions this spring. Some farms had a little too much rain in May, while others had not quite enough, which is about normal. Many U-Pick strawberry farms report excellent crowds during sunny weather. It's a great springtime activity for the whole family. For a listing of strawberry farms near you, just see the website, virginiagrown.com. Well, there's a bit of a controversy taking place in the dairy section down at your local grocery store. And this controversy involves lawyers and courtrooms. Norm Hyde with Virginia Farm Bureau has the story.
Dairy farmers and their products have historically had a great reputation with consumers, so why bother suing the makers of alternative beverage products? Tony Banks with the Virginia Farm Bureau Federation says while offering consumers more choices is fine, dairy farmers are fed up.
Producers don't have a problem with processors using terms such as beverage or food or drink. Their issue comes with the misappropriation of the term milk.
We have worked so hard to build our name and milk is something that people have come to trust for nutrition and affordability. And so there's these other food options out there that want to buy off of our name, basically.
The federal definition of milk is the lacteal secretion, practically free from colostrum, obtained by the complete milking of one or more healthy cows. Dairy farmers say any other product using the term milk is false.
You're taking juices from nuts or beans that don't need to be refrigerated, and you're putting them over in the dairy case right beside milk. And then you're calling them whatever milk when they're not milk, they're not from a mammal. And yet they're in the dairy case being presented as an alternative to milk, when the truth is they don't provide all the nutrients that milk does.
There are several class action lawsuits asking that the courts force plant-based beverage manufacturers to stop using the name milk. In fact, one prominent almond beverage processor just settled a $9 million lawsuit over the nutritional claims of its product, only to be slapped with another class action suit. Knuckle says many dairy farmers are concerned these products are confusing consumers and hurting the reputation of a healthy product his family has been producing for decades.
My grandmother and grandfather started Eastview Farm in the 1950s. We've been selling milk since 1959. And I think about what my grandfather did, what my dad and uncle, who are still on the farm with my cousin and I, are doing to make the best milk we can possibly make.
If there was no benefit in using the term milk in labeling these plant-based beverages, then those companies probably wouldn't be using the term. So there is a marketing benefit to using that term.
The National Milk Producers Federation has long advocated for stricter protection of milk's identity in the dairy case. Dairy farming has been under pressure for decades as our culture changes and prices for fluid milk have dropped. Having to defend the very definition of their product is the last straw for some producers.
There's also bills have been written by some senators to address the labeling issue of it, and actually in majority of foreign countries you cannot label a nut juice milk. You cannot label a soybean juice milk in foreign countries, and I think it's something that we need to figure out in the United States that's probably the right way to go.
What happens next? While the court cases continue, changing consumer habits will probably support the sale of both dairy milk and plant-based beverages. But in a state like Virginia, where milk is the official state beverage, you can be sure dairy farmers will defend the image and reputation of milk to the last drop. In Hanover County, Virginia, I'm Norm Hyde.
Thank you, Norm, for that report. Well, Virginia State University's College of Agriculture will be holding its annual field day on Thursday, June the 15th, at the Randolph Farm near Petersburg. Now, the field day is free and it's open to the public, and it'll be highlighting recent innovations for small farms. Some of the topics to be demonstrated include hops production for local breweries, commercial berry production, aquaculture and fish farming, as well as mobile meat processing. More information about the June 15th field day can be found by contacting your local office of Virginia Cooperative Extension. Well, Virginia cattlemen have known for a long time that being rewarded for a job well done, it's a strong motivator. Cattlemen should take pride in the animals they produce. Bob Severa has the story from the American Angus Association.
Plans, as most people know, can change. For one rancher, that meant better cattle and happier customers.
In the 1980s, we wanted a way to improve the profitability and the selection of our cattle, so we got involved with the American Angus Association with their young sire evaluation. That program was to get more carcass data on the young Angus bulls and compare them against the proven bulls, which gave the association more available data for selection of our carcass data.
The path to success seemed simple with an end goal in sight: achieve a higher percentage of certified Angus beef carcasses.
Our motivation to improve the genetics was the profitability and help make a better quality carcass for us and for the consumer.
First reports back, however, showed more select than choice. Following calves through the feed yard over time showed the way to premium grades.
There's a tremendous value in retaining ownership on our calves, as we're able to get all the data, not only the carcass data, but the performance data in our herd, which enables us to prove those goals we've set for ourselves, but also for our bull customers who that passes on through.
Like Donati, his commercial customers began seeing the benefits of genetic improvement.
It's been real exciting for us to see the development in the last few years, quite a few years, for the Angus Association to give us selection for the EPDs and the genomic traits. We've been able to design bulls and calves actually that meet the industry standards, and which have enabled us to choose traits such as marbling and carcass data that will give us a high acceptance of CAB.
It goes beyond profitability, though.
Through raising these Angus cattle to get a high percentage of certified Angus beef, we take pride in going to different restaurants or supermarkets to see the acceptance for the CAB, and knowing that Donati Ranch Angus has helped supply that market.
As have thousands of Angus producers of like mind. I'm Bob Cervera.
Thank you, Bob, for that report. One of the biggest trends we're seeing in Virginia's livestock industry is the increasing popularity of boar goats. That's our focus on Ag Insights, coming up next. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Jeff Ishii, and this week we're coming to you from the beautiful Shenandoah Valley in Mount Crawford, Virginia. We want to thank the Carpenter family for welcoming us to their farm. This is Baycar Farm in Mount Crawford, Virginia, and their specialty is boar goats. We haven't talked about boar goats in a long, long time. These are the subject matter experts, so we're going to be talking about boar goats today. You know, my wife said when I was leaving the house, well, what about the girl goats?
Pretty good, Jeff.
First of all, tell me about yourselves and the farm. Brian, you've been on this farm for a long time.
Yeah, grew up right across the road. Actually, this is the farm my grandparents lived in when I was growing up. It was a dairy farm. We sold our cows back in 2001, and the hardest part of that for me, Jeff, was having responsibility for my children to grow up with, similar to what I did. So my wife and I started talking and looking at different avenues we could have, because, you know, there's just something about farm kids when they grow up with responsibility, they turn out to be great adults. So we started looking around, and boar goats is just something that we found and thought, well, let's give that a try. The kids really took an interest in it. We bought our first goats in 2007, and the rest is history, as they say.
That's a topic I want to talk more about. A lot of folks treat it as a business,
Yes.
and a lot of folks treat it as a hobby, and that's a good mix. And
Yes.
in this particular case, it's a great mix. Bailey, your hobby of showing boar goats, you started, I believe you told me, in first grade.
Yes, sir.
Tell me about that experience. Where were you? And just describe it to me when you were exhibiting a boar goat for the very first time.
So of course, we got our goats in the summer, and we were practicing with them, you know, over the summer, leading them around, getting them pretty much as a pet to walk around the show ring. And I remember stepping up to go into the ring for the first time, kind of had that butterfly feeling in my stomach. And I remember walking through the ring kind of nervous, just kind of watching everybody else around me, trying to see, you know, how to set their legs up and everything. And of course, I'm also, you know, looking at Carly to make sure she's got hers set up right, and then kind of trying to find mom and dad off, you know, on the ring so they can give me the, you know, the thumbs up that I'm doing it right. And, you know, it went really well for me the first time. You know, I really enjoyed it and been stuck with it ever since.
One fact, when we were talking with your wife Stephanie just a few days ago, she brought up a fact that a lot of you at home might not know this, but she told us that goat meat is actually the most popular meat on the planet. More people around the world eat goat than eat beef, chicken, fish, or whatever.
You're exactly right, and that's kind of hard to really fathom here in this country. You know, we're more prevalent to beef and pork, and of course poultry industry, we're all huge here in the United States. But when you start looking on a global scale, goat meat is the most popular meat eaten.
Brian, tell us about this organization you're a member of. I believe it's the Blue Ridge Boar Goat Breeders.
Yes, we're one of the founding members of that organization. We started it about 4 years ago. We got together with some other local breeders, just looking to educate the public on what the boar goat industry has to offer. We put on one show every year at the Rockingham County Fairgrounds, and we also do a sale every year where new people can come and buy really good boar goats. It's an auction type base, of course, but they can come to the sale and purchase what they're looking for from reputable breeders and get something where they can either add to the herd or start their herd, whichever they're looking to do, but they know they've got a good quality base animal to start that herd with.
Now, Bailey, you told me before the segment today that you treat this pretty much as a hobby, but it's also a business.
Mm-hmm.
You've got to keep
Oh,
a count of all the numbers, and tell me about that perspective of it as a business. What do you do?
Well, I mean, I get kind of attached to some of them, especially the ones I show at the county fair here. You know, I'm working with that animal all summer, but I mean, I got to know at the end in the back of my mind, you know, that's the whole goal of the project is, you know, to make money and treat it like a business. So you get that sort of aspect before going into the real world, maybe coming back to a farm.
Mm-hmm. Brian, the popularity of goats has risen dramatically here in the Commonwealth of Virginia over the past, I'd say, 2 decades. Tell me about that growth and the reason for it.
Well, the growth has just exploded. Number one, because you don't have to have a lot of acreage for a goat. So it's real popular among smaller farmettes, if you want to call it that. It's really popular with 4-H and FFA exhibitors because they can take this animal and put it in their backyard, basically in a dog kennel if they wanted to. And it gives those kids that may not have an opportunity otherwise to show animals. You know, when you start looking at both pork or the swine and cattle, it takes a lot of support to be able to have that animal and show at a fair. Where, you know, if you've got goats, it's a much smaller scale. It's a shorter term project. They can have it, you know, for less time, and the kids really get to have fun with it. Generally, you know, they get their animals right about the time school's out, and before they go back to school, they've sold their animal at their county fair and they're ready to move on. So it gives that child something to work with all summer, and I think that's one of the reasons why it has just exploded. And then as far as the breeding part of it, a lot of these kids have shown these animals at their county fair. They get attached to them, and then they realize, hey, this is something I want to do. So they start their own small herd. They're breeding their own animals so they can show their own goats at the fair, and it's just taken off. Wow.
Bailey, is a goat a lot easier to show than, say, a market hog?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, I have mixed feelings on that, because I mean, I show pigs too, and I mean, pigs is where I started at. I was 9 when I started showing pigs, and I was 10 when I started showing goats, because of course we had the goats at that time, but we didn't have any goats that were born on our farm, and I wanted to show a goat for the first time in the market show that would be some of my own. So I've really got a real passion as far as showing market hogs too. That's something, I mean, as far as being easier, I mean,
depends on the hog.
That's right. I mean, hogs can have a mind of their own. You can have a hole, you know, of course, that big, and it seems like they'll go through it every time. Whereas these, they don't really go through that hole as much. I mean, you can, they sort of have a little bit more leniency to keep in. They're a little bit easier to keep in, I think.
Brian, as a family hobby, let's talk about that for a minute. You've
Sure.
had the opportunity to travel with your kids, your wife, and spend a lot of time making new friends. Talk about that as a family hobby.
You know, Jeff, when we first got into this back in 2007, we had no clue where we were going with it. We learned a lot, trial by error. So that was one thing, but the friendships we have made across the country. You know, we've got friends now in New York where we've shown, we've got friends in Tennessee, we've got friends in Oklahoma, just different places that we have been to. And it's funny, the one common theme we find among all goat people, they all care about the animal, and they care about where the animal's going and the next goat farmer. So the shows are great. We have lots of fun with that, but the people have been the key, just meeting super people nationwide, and that's what keeps us in it.
That's well said, and we've only got a couple of minutes left in this segment. I want to dispel one myth right away, and I hope Bailey can help me do that. Tell me a little bit about the diet of a goat. Do they really eat tin cans?
No, they don't. They won't eat tin cans, but they'll definitely eat the labels off of them. That's for sure.
Oh yeah. Well, how important is the diet? Do you treat these show animals like you would a prize steer or a prize lamb?
Well, I mean, I think it depends on what you're shooting for in your herd. Like if you have a show herd and then you can have a commercial herd, there's different types of feeds. You know, you can feed your commercial herd just a straight, 16%, roughly pellet, and then you can feed more your show herd like an 18% protein pellet, to really pack on more muscle for the show and pack on a little bit more conditioning.
Brian, if people at home, they've got 10 acres that they have to mow every weekend, and they've got good fence, so they're halfway there to,
Yes.
to getting in them this I don't want to call it a fad, but this trend that we're seeing with these very valuable animals
Yes.
that they can have. What would you recommend? Where do they start getting more information?
The extension office is always a good place for them to start. They can go there, and the extension office has a great list of breeders on file. We're included on that list. But if they start with them, they can direct them in the right direction to go to talk to a local breeder so they can get information. We're always more than happy to help out the new goat farm coming up. That was one of the reasons we got involved with the goats at the Rockingham County Fair, was to help the youngsters out, and then as they have gotten older, to also educate them about goat herds and just be there for information for them. If we can do anything as far as helping the next goat farmer not make the same mistakes that we made because we learned by error, that's what we're here for. We're glad to help them.
Now, of course, county fair season is upon us, June, July, August, September. Bailey, what would you say to youngsters, teenagers, and even preteens who, they've been thinking about maybe growing a pumpkin or maybe showing an animal? What would you tell them about showing goats at a county fair?
Well, as far as when you're picking them out, me and Dad can kind of agree with this. You want like a 4x4 block with, and then picture 4 legs coming out of it. Just, a real wide animal, wide through its front end, wide on top. Because, it's a market project. You want to be able to get the most meat on that animal you can get.
Now, you told me again before the program today that you've learned a lot about the science and the biology of the animals. Has that helped you?
Yeah, it's sort of helped me. I know that if I go to a farm, or if I went to a farm to pick out a market project, I know that a doe is not as prone to getting urinary calculi as what a wether might be, because a doe's urinary tract is more pretty much just straight in a straight line, and that male's urinary tract is like a roller coaster. It's got loops and things in it where urinary calculi is like kidney stones, and those stones can get caught in that loop. And
All right, one final question for you, Bailey, and that's when you walk into the show ring, what is the judge looking for? You described it as a cement block on 4 legs. What is the judge really looking for?
Well, he wants to make sure that animal's free moving. You know, pretty much when that animal walks, when he takes a step forward, you want his back leg to go right in the same hole as his front leg, and then you want to make sure, you know, he's strong across his top line. It's not like a U. You want him to be pretty straight across the top line. You want to be able to see his muscles, you know, in his legs when he's moving, and then you also want to make sure he's wide, you know, across his top and his front end, and just that he's a pretty structurally sound animal. I mean, you don't want his back legs to be like straight as a post. You know, that you want him to have sort of that bend. You want to see that at the hock.
And Brian, one final question for you. I noticed that you have guardian animals out here protecting these animals from potential predators. Share with me just a little bit about the animals that you selected as the guardians and why you picked those.
We actually have a llama and a Great Pyrenees both. The llama we just simply bought that at first just for the ease on us. The llama can eat the same feed that the goats do, and it's been wonderful. We've had a number of llamas over the years. We most recently went to Pyrenees dogs just because we saw how they had the natural instinct to herd animals and protect them. We've been using those now for about, I guess, 3.5 months, so we're still early on in the stage with those, but from what we've seen so far, they've just been wonderful. You know, they do a great job of working as a team unit and guarding the animals and taking care of them. I don't know that we have a whole lot of problem around here with coyote or fox, either one. I know in different parts around this pretty locally we do have some issues, but I've never seen anything here. But I tell you, it's a whole lot easier to lay your head down at night knowing they're on guard watching for me.
You took the words right out of my mouth. You probably sleep better at night because these are high-value livestock.
Yes.
Very high-value livestock. Brian, real pleasure to have you on the program.
Thank you,
Bailey,
Jeff.
Thank you for everything that you do. Good luck in everything that you do in the future. Bay Car Farm in Mount Crawford, Virginia. We'll be right back. This week we take a look at a new book about working with farm animals. It was written by renowned animal behavior scientist Temple Grandin. Renowned animal behavior scientist Temple Grandin recently published a new book about working with livestock and how to use humane and safe handling practices on small farms. It is entitled Temple Grandin's Guide to Working with Farm Animals, and it's 192 pages in length. The book is divided into 3 parts, the first of which is all about understanding animal nature. It invites readers to learn how animals perceive the world around them, and it also provides valuable information on livestock genetics and learned behavior. Part 2 of this book explores the topic of working animals in pastures and pens. Readers will learn how to safely move animals through a chute and other handling facilities. The third part teaches people on small farms how to build animal facilities that are both safe and efficient for both the farmer and the animals. Dr. Grandin offers excellent information about the various layouts for corrals and working areas. We strongly believe that any young person who is involved with 4-H and FFA livestock shows, they should have a copy of this book. It teaches principles of animal behavior that will be useful for a lifetime. And as for older readers, hey, you can teach an old dog a new trick every now and then. We highly recommend this book to anyone involved in animal agriculture. Temple Grandin's Guide to Working with Farm Animals is published by Story Publishing and is available through a wide array of sources. Our pearl of wisdom this week comes from an anonymous farmer who once said this about his own family farm. Some call it the middle of nowhere. I call it the center of my universe. Oh, so true, and well said. You can submit your own pearl of wisdom through our website at virginiafarming.com. Oh, and remember, you can catch our show on demand anytime you like, even from your smartphone at virginiafarming.com. That does it for our show this week. Have a great week, everyone. I'm Jeff Ishii for Virginia Farming.
90 years ago, the Virginia Farm Bureau made our local farmers a promise to protect and preserve a way of life they work so hard to establish. We want to keep Virginia, Virginia. Anyone can be a Farm Bureau member, and there's a local Farm Bureau in every county. More information is at vafarmbureau.org.
Virginia soybean farmers are hard at work growing soybeans to produce products you use every day. Candles, soaps, even crayons can be made from soybeans. Remember, when you buy soy, you're helping to support American jobs, the economy, and our nation's energy security.